Let us prepare ourselves. We are reflecting on Amritabindu Upanishad. And to prepare ourselves to reflect, let us meditate for some time. I hope all of us Upanishadic students are meditating every day, minimal 15 minutes. Just now I was reading Mundaka Upanishad. It is mentioned there in detail. For karma, there is time. For jnana, there is no time. What time to eat, what time to do ritual, what time to do puja. But for jnana, I can get up at 12 o'clock and read Brahma Vidya. At 1 o'clock, Vivekananda ji and team used to get up and meditate till morning. I can get up at 4 o'clock, read Upanishad. But karma, it is time bound. Karma has time. Upasana has limitations. Jnana has no limitations. So jnana gives unlimited, karma gives limited. That is what is the main point. So let us do the 8-step meditation. Step number 1, which is an important step on which all meditations are based, is relaxation. Relaxation is the key. Many people do not know how to relax. Constant hyperness, constant anxiety. So on the base of relaxation, meditation happens. If I am not relaxed during the day and I am just thinking that I will meditate for some time, it is not going to work. So on the base of relaxation, meditation happens. That is a Mahavakya. So step number 1, Sthira Sukha Asanam. I must sit straight, head, neck, backbone straight. As far as possible, I must not move any part of the body. The best position is to lock the hands, fingers, because hands and fingers have a tendency to scratch, move. And now after mobile phones have come, after every 15 minutes, my hand goes. So locking the hand is very important, locking the fingers. Sometimes you must practice this sitting just like that, doing nothing. Most difficult thing in life is to do nothing. But sit still, sit alert. Doing nothing, wanting nothing, being nothing is meditation. Step 2, Sankalpa. I will sit for next 10 minutes without moving, without distraction. My role for next 10 minutes is of a sadhak who is in search of oneself. I want to know my real self. The role and goal is very clear. Role is of a sadhak and sadhya is Atma, my own self. And the sadhan is meditation. Right now we are using meditation as sadhan. All things happens with two things, efforts and grace. So let us invoke God's grace. At the same time, put our 100% efforts. This is the secret of success. Let us invoke our Ishta Devata. Why Ishta Devata? Because Ishta Devata evokes that feelings. Feeling is important, that love is important, or our Guru. And imagine between the eyebrows, clear picture of my Ishta Devata, my Guru. If I do not have both, then Om. But a very clear picture must come, especially the eyes and the smile. These are the two areas where attraction happens. I invoke God's grace and Guru Parampara's blessings and imagine that the grace is flowing through the eyes or hands of the Lord and the Guru and falling on my head, shoulders, hands, back, chest, stomach, buttocks, groin, thighs, knees, calf muscles, shin, ankle, feet. Entire body is lit up with golden blue light and dissolving in it. The body is dissolved now, only I feel the body through the breath, through the sensations. So next step is to feel the sensations. Where am I feeling the breath? Because that is the only thing what is moving. Body is still. Entire attention on the breath. Even one breath is being missed when it is coming inside, and not even one breath is missed when it is going out. Entire attention on the entry point of the nostril, like a watchman. I'm sitting there. I'm observing the flow of the breath, the sensations it creates inside the nostril, on the upper lip when it is coming out. I'm observing which nostril is more operational. I'm observing the temperature of the nostril, the breath. The more I focus on the breath, the mind becomes subtle, sharp, sensitive. Because the mind has to accommodate the infinite. The vessel is the mind. Our ignorance is in the form of Shabda Maya. Thoughts are made up of words and forms, names and forms, names and forms. Without names and forms, thoughts cannot be created, thought cannot be constituted, thought cannot be formed. So we are going to use Shabdaksharam, that is Om, which constitutes all names and forms of the world, the entire Jagrut, Swapna, Sushupti. And the silence followed by Om is the Turiya Avastha, Amatra, Brahman, Atma, my real self. So I will practice chanting loudly, entire focus now shifting from the breath to the sound. And the last three will be focusing entire attention on the silence, the Amatra. When you practice at home, first thing is that first few ohms should be louder, then middle can be medium pitch, and the last can be slow where only I can hear. They can be elongated here because of time constraint. We are doing shorter ohms. Oh. 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 Now 3 ohms on the silence, shifting the attention from sound to silence. Om. 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 So when the mind focuses on silence for a particular period of time, with practice, the mind dissolves, manonasha. And Suratirut Swayam, the peace of the mind leads to the peace of the self. As it happens in deep sleep, when the last thought is thoughted, and when we enter sleep, we are not aware. In the same way, when the last thought will be thoughted and the mind will dissolve with the grace of God and Guru, that is not in our hand. But Upanishadic spiritual sadhak can check the parameter of one's growth, how much I can hold on to attention on silence. Again, when we are practicing at home, again Shabda Maya will come, thoughts will come in the names, forms. Again, then I have to focus on sound. Then I can go back and take the support of sound. And then again, focus on silence. So this is a process a sadhak follows because I am using one Shabdaksharam to overcome the Shabda Maya. Spiritual sadhaks, Upanishadic sadhaks love silence, love aloneness. So let us invoke God's grace and Guru Parampara's blessings to keep us on this path and remove all the obstacles en route. And ensure a faster realization, speedy realization, as we chant in Guru Paduka Stotram last verse. As the Garud comes and takes away the snake, I must be interested in the speed, not having obstacle in the mind that, okay, 4 or 5 more lives, let us go slowly. Yes, we should hasten slowly, but at the same time, when we must sit without any expectation, but at the same time, intention must be to have it here and now. ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो वरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्
Hari Om, thank you, Vidya. So we are doing Amritabindu Upanishad and we have completed 17 verses, 1-7. What is the message in the 17 verses? That a spiritual sadhak is one who becomes very much aware about one's own limitations, fears, sorrow, sufferings, delusions, confusions, irritations, frustrations, and then wants to come out of it. And then the sadhak goes to the Guru, and the Guru says that the challenge is with the mind, not with the world. What is the challenge? The mind is impure. What is impure? Impurity. The mind is attached to the world of objects, situations, and people. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasagandha in 5 ways. It is attracted. Why it is attracted? Why it is identified? Because of ignorance. And what is ignorance? Ignorance has two components. One, I am not aware of my own real self, that is veiling, non-apprehension. I really do not know who am I. And the second, because of that non-apprehension, I project myself as body, mind, intellect. And the moment I project myself as body, mind, intellect, superimpose this, then Shabdamaya is the power which uses our mind to get identified with the world in various aspects. What is Shabdamaya? Basically, if we dissect the thoughts, the mind is what? Flow of thoughts. What is a thought? Names and forms. And what are names and forms? These belong to the world, which is inert. So, through Shabdamaya, the mind constantly thinks about the world. So, suppose I want to know this Shabdamaya, I must sit quietly doing nothing, and when I am alone, check what kind of thoughts are coming, what kind of Shabda are coming, because thoughts cannot exist without a Shabda, word, name, form. Some names will come, some relatives, some friends, somewhere some names will be there. I give a name to everything, even when I am angry. Very interestingly, I must just be with the feeling without giving a name, word to that feeling. It's a practice. Without justifying the anger, I must sit when I am angry and just experience the feeling will go. The moment I give a word to it, it becomes real. Reality comes to it. And I give justification to the anger. And when I get too involved into Shabdamaya, the peace goes away. Constantly, I find myself irritated, frustrated, anxious. So, in the 16th verse, very clearly the indication is given. Dhyayet yadi ichet shantim atmana. Suppose I desire peace of the mind first and then peace of Atma. That's the reason many people say, no, no, now I've experienced a lot of things, but I want peace. And this peace is not like it comes and goes, because that peace we know in the deep sleep. But rock-like peace. In all transaction, the peace is there at the background, like the Shruti plays in all the ragas. And the peace is unbroken. It doesn't come and go. Shantichi pai shanti, nivrutti dataru. Yaneshwar Maharaj says. And how this Shanti will come? With Nivrutti. Nivrutti means Vruttichi Nivrutti. Apana Sakata. Vritti means thought. And Nivrutti means disappearance of thought. So when I am completely alert, awake, and when there is no thought, so what is the definition of Samadhi? No mind. No, no, it seems to be very difficult. No mind. No, no, it is very easy. Suppose I practice. So what I can do, I can practice it this way. When I take inhalation, I say Om. When I exhale, I say Om. And you practice for some time. After some time, there will not be any thought because Om will not create any thought. With every inhalation, exhalation, I say Om. Om. Why inhalation, exhalation? Because why? Because we have studied in Saddarshan, we have studied in Upadeshar that the thoughts are powered by breath. So suppose I stop the breath, the thoughts stop. So thoughts originate where the breath originates, Ramana Maharshi says. So with every thought, suppose I say Om, Om or Ram, Ram. It is a brilliant practice to become no mind and enter into Samadhi. So in the 16th verse, we saw that those who are desirous of that peace, they will practice meditation. And then one has to be adept in that chanting also. So directly going into silence is not possible. So one who gets mastery over the sound gets mastery over the silence. So I must check. Many people ask how to know whether I'm spiritually growing. I must check how long I can sit without moving. How long I can just say Om, 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 and see how many thoughts come. Thoughts will come. Family thoughts will come, job thoughts will come, these thoughts will come, dinner thought will come. But again I come back to this sound. Again I come back to breath. And that is how I practice and withdraw the mind from Shabdamaya. Shabdamaya means world of objects, situations, people. And then once I withdraw, then only I can have into Dhyan Dharana Samadhi. So this is Ashtanga Yoga we saw. Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam. Pratyahar. What we are discussing right now is Pratyahar is withdrawal of the mind at my will. I am sitting in the theater watching the movie, but I must be able to withdraw the mind from the theater, from the movie, and just focus on the breath and the sound. I can chant the sound inside. Om, Om. So I can practice this in my day-to-day interaction just for 1 minute. Check whether I can withdraw my mind from the situation, from people, from family, and then it will become easy to focus when I am alone. So this is how the process is described here, and wonderfully we are coming into 18th. Why we are discussing today? I purposely took meditation more because 18th verse, the Rishi is going to say, this is it. Don't again ask that now Amritabindu Upanishad is getting over. Next text what? Next text what? Next text what? How many Upanishad I should read? No, I have not seen Brahma Sutra. I have not done Adhyasa Bhashya. No, I have not seen Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. It is very big. Pandukya Upanishad also I have not done. Mundaka Upanishad, Prashna Upanishad. I have not done. No, again I have to go through all, I have to study this, I have to study that. And then study. And then when will I meditate? When will I check? So I would request Vidya to chant 17th verses and 18th verse twice, where the Rishi of Amritabindu Upanishad is telling that having studied this scripture till now, an intelligent student. So today I must ask whether I am intelligent or wise. An intelligent student will ask, okay, what next? What next? What should I study next? And a wise student will ask, oh, how much more I can meditate? Now this is enough. I know all attributes of Atma. I know all lakshanas of Atma, Swarupa Lakshana, Tatastha Lakshana, Vivartaka Lakshana. I know all opposite, paradoxical, contradictory pointers of Atma. I have no doubt about God, Maya, Karma, Dharma. But again, why again study? Let me focus on this, because these two verses say that this is a mirror. This text, jnana, is given for us to experience the vijnana. It is an experiential process. So don't get entangled and waste lives after life. No, no, after this, I have to study Brihat Prasthanatrayi. You might ask, what is Brihat Prasthanatrayi? Brihat Prasthanatrayi means Gita, Upanishad, Brahma Sutra is Prasthanatrayi. Then there is Brihat Prasthanatrayi, advance. Khanda Khandana Khadya, one big book is there. Then second is Chit Sukhi, and the third is Advait Siddhi. These three are very, very big. This is called as Brihat Prasthanatrayi. On Advait, very big ones. Khandan Khanda Khadya is Khandan Khanda means all objections are erased one by one. But those who are into teaching profession, like those who want to take classes and teach, then they must read, because then people raise objections. And then I have to be adept with giving the exact answer based on Shastra. But those who are not so keen to teach, or then what is the point? So 18th verse, twice, same message Bhagavan is giving here on how many more scriptures you are going to read. Yes, Vidya.
18th twice, no?
17th once and 18th twice.
मनो हि द्विविधं प्रोक्तं शुद्धं चाशुद्धमेव च अशुद्धं कामसङ्कल्पं शुद्धं कामविवर्जितं मन एव मनुष्याणां कारणं बन्धमोक्षयोः बन्धाय विषयासक्तं मुक्तं निर्विषयं स्मृतं यतो निर्विषयस्यास्य मनसो मुक्तिरिष्यते अतो निर्विषयं नित्यं मनः कार्यं मुमुक्षुणा निरस्तविषयासङ्गं सन्निरुद्धं मनो हृदि यदा यात्यात्मनो भावं तदा तत्परमं पदं तावदेव निरोद्धव्यं यावत् हृदि गतं क्षयम् एतत् ज्ञानं च ध्यानं च शेषो न्यायश्च विस्तरः नैव चिन्त्यं न चाचिन्त्यं न चिन्त्यं चिन्त्यमेव तत् पक्षपातविनिर्मुक्तं ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते तदा स्वरेण सन्धयेत् योगम् अस्वरं भावयेत् परम् अस्वरेणानुभावेन भावो वा भावयिष्यते तदेव निष्कलं ब्रह्म निर्विकल्पं निरञ्जनं तद्ब्रह्माहमिति ज्ञात्वा ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते ध्रुवम् निर्विकल्पमनन्तं च हेतुदृष्टान्तवर्जितम् अप्रमेयमनादिं च यज्ञात्वा मुच्यते बुधः न निरोधो न चोत्पत्तिः न बद्धो न च साधकः न मुमुक्षुर्न वै मुक्तः इत्येषा परमार्थता एक एवात्मा मन्तव्यः जागृत्स्वप्नसुषुप्तिषु स्थानत्रयव्यतीतस्य पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते एक एव हि भूतात्मा भूते भूते व्यवस्थितः एकधा बहुधा चैव दृश्यते जलचन्द्रवत् घटसंवृतमाकाशं नीयमाने घटे यथा घटो नीयेतनाकाशः तथा जीवो नभोपमः घटवत् विविधाकारं विद्यमानं पुनः पुनः तद्भग्नं न च जानाति स जानाति च नित्यशः शब्दमायावृतो नैव तमसा याति पुष्करे भिन्ने तमसि चैकत्वम् एक एवानुपश्यति शब्दाक्षरं परं ब्रह्म तस्मिन् क्षीणे यदक्षरम् तद्विद्वानक्षरं ध्यायेत् यदीच्छेच्छान्तिमात्मनः द्वे विद्ये वेदितव्ये तु शब्दब्रह्म परं च यत् शब्दब्रह्मणि निष्णातः परं ब्रह्मादिगच्छति ग्रन्थमभ्यस्य मेधावी ज्ञानविज्ञानतत्परः पलालम् इव धान्यार्थी त्यजेत् ग्रन्थमशेषतः ग्रन्थमभ्यस्य मेधावी ज्ञानविज्ञानतत्परः पलालमिव धान्यार्थी त्यजेत् ग्रन्थमशेषतः
Very nice chanting, Vidya. At least I remember this my mother used to do. I think most of you would also remember that your mother would be doing this. Right now, I do not know. We don't see people doing this. But earlier, the rice was not so clean, which used to get maybe from ration rice also. So I remember the mother used to take the rice in a plate and then take away the brown husk and also the stones. Sometimes I used to sit and I also have done when I was small. Very interestingly, here Bhagavan is telling the same thing that Palalam iva dhanyarthi tyajet grantham asheshatah. Very, very strong statement Bhagavan is making about scriptures. That as we are distinguishing between the rice and the husk, and then we discard, now we have to pay attention, as we discard the husk, in the same way you discard scriptural knowledge. Very powerful, strong statement. Completely discard scriptural knowledge and focus on the rice. Palalam iva dhanyarthi tyajet grantham sheshatah. Why? Because this scriptural vasana will not allow us to experience and realize the truth. How many vasanas we saw are there? 3. Immediately it should come to my mind. Lokeshna, Vitteshna, Putreshna. After that, for a spiritual sadhak, what vasana comes? Shastreshna or Shastra vasana. So now, very interestingly, in this verse, we are warned that we must not keep studying scriptures, because my hidden agenda can become this. Having studied the scriptures, an intelligent student should discard the scriptures altogether, seeking rice. Because once I know the Atma, once I know the nature of Atma, once I know the process of meditation, once I have heard my manan is been done, I have no doubts. I must check what doubt I have, what doubt I have, what doubt I have. A time comes when there is no doubt at intellectual level. That is intellectual realization. And then I must practice if I have no doubts. Gurudev said once that I have heard this personally, that a time comes in a sadhak's life where that question also comes and answer also comes from within. When that starts happening, then I must move to the next step of Nididhyasana. No doubt. One becomes intelligent by studying the scriptures. One becomes wise by discarding the scriptures. Scriptures means what? Again, these words will come. Shabda Maya will come. There are masters who have realized without studying scriptures, like Ramana Maharshi didn't study any scripture. Direct realization. What about them? They would have studied in past life. Or there are some Mahatmas who directly come from Rushi Lok, just to take birth and teach. Like Vivekananda was already ready. Because many people ask Ramakrishna Paramahansa that, all of us are students, but then you are so much interested in Vivekananda. He told he's coming from there. I saw him coming. He used to, Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to go on the terrace and then shout, "Oh, when are you going to send me some pure heart? All these people who have gathered here to listen to me are impure." And his way of describing impure is lust and gold. He used to say, lust and gold. They are all enrolled into lust and gold. Kamini, Kanchana, Kirti. I am waiting for some pure soul to come. So he said, Vivekananda came from there. So he went away also early. Just did the job and went away. So don't try to be Medhavi. Medha means only intelligent, where Dharana Shakti is there. I can chant, I can remember, I can quote, and then I can talk for hours on Vedanta. But I must become tatpara. I must be keen to realize it, experience it, because my own self. Attitude must be to gain the goal. Jnana Vijnana means what? Grantham Abhyasya Medhavi. But I must be interested in Jnana Vijnana Tatpara. So Jnana is for what? Intellectual clarity. I must listen, I must understand without any doubt, and then I must shift immediately to application use. And see what you're talking, this Atma Brahman, Atma Brahman, Atma Brahman constantly. I want to experience this. But you are that only. No, I want to experience it myself. Aparokshanubhuti. Don't study. This is where the warning comes. Don't study the scriptures for Khyati. Very important one. Those who are into Jnana Marga. Last time we had mentioned Swami Premanandji. Premananda Maharaj is there right now in Vrindavan, realized saint. He said, always have to remember, ज्ञान में अहंकार विष है, परिवार में ममता विष है, और भोग में आसक्ति विष है. विष means poison. Those who study scriptures, unknowingly this ahankar will come. I know more than others. So don't study for khyati, fame. Don't study for some labha, worldly benefits. I will get some benefit, some appreciation, some people say, oh, you know so much. You talk so well. You conduct class so well. Or for some honor and some kind of worship, people will worship. Some people will say, no. Some people have a very strong desire to become guru. You are my guru and I feel very good. You are my teacher. No. All these things are obstacles in a sadhak's mind. So don't study for fame, worldly benefit, puja, worship, honor. I am not studying scripture to become a guru. Vijnana, I must be interested. Study for direct experience. Study for inner transformations. Very important. I must check how am I behaving with people? How am I talking? How am I reacting? How easily I get disturbed now? That is where I must shift focus. That is Vijnana. Before realizing how much work I am doing selflessly, what kind of actions I do without expectations, how much time my mind remains peaceful. This is Vijnana. This is direct aparokshanubhuti. I can check here and now. This is very, very important, because once we get into Shastra, especially two bhaktas, love each other, but two people who are knowledgeable, they become jealous of each other, and competition is that I know more than you. No, what have you studied? I have studied all this thing. Now I want to study, higher text. In that sentence itself, ahankar is there. That is very primary what you're studying. I am studying for last 25 years. But Anubhuti is what? How is my behavior? How is my mind? How is my interactions? Shata Sampatti. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsara. No, I am not very jealous. Very difficult to find as whether I am jealous or not. So these are all pointers to check. Aparokshanubhuti happens there itself before aparokshanubhuti happens at the Atma level. Seek Atmanubhuti in this life itself by discarding scriptural vasana benefits. Drop the, in that pole vault, drop the pole and go beyond. What is that pole? Pole is the Shastra. The realized one would have studied scripture in earlier birth. So the person is not showing any scriptural study. Ramana Maharshi used to come and said, okay, read this Upanishad, read this Upanishad, read this Vedic scripture. And then one person asked him that, why are you listening to Upanishad? You are already realized. Yeah, I want to know now what these scriptures are talking about me. What the scriptures are talking about me. Me means not body, mind, intellect. He's saying, okay, I want to know what they're talking about. Whether, and then after listening, I say, oh, they are right. Fairly okay. That way. So they are Veda Tita. You don't require Vedas or Upanishads or knowledge at all. Knowledge is the means, not the goal. As the husk, Palala that is Amritabindu knowledge. Very important. This Upanishad is the means and rice is the experience. Rice is our goal. The same thing comes in all Upanishads. That please do not get stuck into the Upanishadic words and have Shastrartha. This word, this Sanskrit, this meaning, that meaning. What is your experience? Let go by effort, world, BMI, eye notion, Shastra knowledge completely. Sheshatha, completely. And abide in your own self. That my own self is beyond world, beyond body, beyond mind, beyond intellect, beyond senses, beyond Vedas, beyond knowledge. How difficult or easy it is? We have seen this example many times. A man acting in a drama for 30 years as a woman starts believing he is a woman, goes to a doctor. Doctor says, chant mantra, I am man, 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 I am man. Similarly, when we go to Upanishad, if you come to ashram, Advayananji gives Am Brahmasmi, Am Brahmasmi, Am Brahmasmi, Am Brahmasmi, Am Brahmasmi, Am Brahmasmi. And after I realized that the doctor and the mantra too is to be discarded, it is not required. Very important point. Those who are meditating, they will understand that why this verse is coming after meditation technique, because this is what comes in meditation technique. This verse will come, this meaning will come, that contradiction will come, that Upanishad said this, that Upanishad said this YouTube Swamiji said this YouTube Swamiji said that, and then meditation, I am thinking about that only. Where is Atma? Focus. So with this topic, Amritabindu Upanishad is completed. So which Upanishad I should study next? Completed. Which Upanishad? 19th verse is going to say, 19th verse is going to answer that. And with a very beautiful example that why you require. Same question was asked to Ramana Maharshi. He told, how many mirrors do you require to see yourself? One mirror. Upanishad is a mirror. Why you are learning? No. Adi Shankaracharya has written commentary on 10. There are 108 Upanishads. At least 10 I must study. Why 10? He wrote because Brahma Sutra is analysis about these 10. So he wrote commentary on these 10. Ishakena Katha. There is a mantra on that. Ishakena Katha. Then Taitriya, Aitriya, Chandogya, Brihadaranyaka, Upanishad, Mandukya, Munda Mandukya. So here in the next verse, we are going to see one beautiful example given, asking us that, are you interested in what is the color of the cow? What is the breed of the cow? Or you are interested in the milk? Milk I am interested. Yeah, all cows are divine cows only. My interest, so very important pointer, this is what we keep discussing. We discussing relationship, names, forms, sambandha, kriya. We have studied this in one of the texts that whole time we are discussing about some kriya, some relationship with somebody, some name, some form. So now we have to shift to the milk. So the example given in the next verse, which Vidya can just chant, and we will and also chant Om Purnamada Purnamidam Vidya, saying that be interested in the milk, not the kind of cow or which cow or which cow means Upanishad. That we will see next time in detail.
Twice?
Yeah, so Vidya just chant 19 as we have discussed once and then Om Purnamada.
गव
Gavamani.
न। गवामनेकवर्णानां क्षीरस्याप्येकवर्णता क्षीरवत् पश्यते ज्ञानं लिङ्गिनस्तु गवां यथा। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
Thank you. Thank you very much to all of you.